Hi, my name is Anna Markarova. Welcome back to my channel. Good morning. Today we are going from Dushanbe to the Lake Iskanderkul, which has really great history that I'm later gonna tell you about. We're gonna hitchhike and let's start. But so far nobody stops except taxis and big trucks. They don't stop as well. Yeah, just like this one. Thank you. So the car stopped, they didn't pick us up, but they gave us some apricots. That's so nice. And Jesse almost ate them without washing. No, wash first. Our first car stopped. He's not going all the way, but to the next closest city, which is already good, because we spent like 30 minutes waiting for this first car. So very grateful. Our next stop is Safedara. The car that stopped was truly amazing. The man was the nicest man ever. Honestly, the best thing about Tajikistan are people. So this lovely, amazing man, his name is Sher. He lives 2 kilometers from Dushanbe, and he plays the game that is called Kazladra or Muskashi. And the idea of the game is to ride a horse, then there is somewhere a hidden dead goat that is about 50 or 100 kg, and just sitting on a horse with your bare hands, you have to pick up that amount of meat, not stepping on the ground, just with your hands sitting on a horse, and then you win a prize, which is a car or a camel or a horse or $1,000. And that's a very famous game here, and it was the first time I ever hear about it. And it was very fun, and he was so welcoming. He invited us to come to his home, see horses, to introduce us to his mother and father. That's why I love hitchhiking, because then you meet these amazing people that you would never meet. He just dropped us here for free. It really makes me want to go back to Dushanbe to see his lovely family of this amazing man. But right now we're already on the way to the lake, and from there we go into the border, so we really don't have time. But who knows, maybe. And let's go to the next stop.
Oh, look at this water. There is a river.
The best thing about Tajikistan that I love the most are mountains. Look at this is so amazing. I love them so much. And all these rivers, and we're about to explore lakes. But the mountains are just like all the way hitchhiking, all this highway, everywhere mountains, higher and bigger, and tunnels. And if we stop many times on this road, it's not a problem, because then we can enjoy this beauty. Нам нужно прямо, мы вообще едем в Искандеркул, но любое место по пути.
Straight.
Let's go?
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
I take a backpack.
Yeah.
We're on our way.
So the next car stopped, but I don't know whether it's a taxi or a hitchhiking. So I guess we'll find out at the end. I don't like this kind of...
Maybe we should have asked.
Maybe we should have asked. We always should have asked. Yeah, hitchhike and taxi is the same here. There is no such a thing as hitchhiking in Tajikistan because there is no public transport.
We don't know whether we got into a taxi or real hitchhiking. Maybe we should have asked.
Maybe we should have asked. We always should have asked. This car dropped us right at the turn to Iskanderkul.
Which did not actually go as planned. As we suspected, it was not a taxi, it was like a family, but for passengers they do charge money. You should have explicitly, in these countries, you have to explicitly ask if it's for free.
And most of the time the answer will be no. Because I asked, is it a taxi? Implying to like, do we need to pay for this ride or it's a hitchhike and free? He said, no, it's not a taxi. Then I assumed it's free, but it's not, it was not. But we didn't pay much though.
We paid $10.
And right now we're waiting for the car from our hotel to come and pick us up from this bus station. And our last car ride for today in the Russian car that is called Lada Niva. We're going finally to the lake. It's been 7 hours to get here. It took a long time. We're very close to the lake, Stay tuned for the great story about Alexander the Great and why the lake Iskander Kul is called Iskander Kul. Absolutely amazing view. And downstairs there is a waterfall 45 meters called Fans Niagara. We'll have to walk there soon. Such wonderful view to the lake. Here is our room and here is the lake. It's amazing. So we will go hiking tomorrow early morning, and today we're just gonna enjoy this wonderful view. The cheapest price to stay in this place in Iskander Kul is 300 samoni, which is about $30, and the best room here is $800 with a panoramic view to the lake. Good morning. So we woke up in our small camp and right now we're going hiking. It's 1 kilometer to the waterfall. See you there. Everywhere around here the water is drinking because it comes from the ice in the top of the mountains, then it becomes rivers, lakes, waterfalls, and people drink this water, but more often they first boil it. But the water is very clean and very cold and freezing, as it's often in the high mountains. The altitude where we are right now is 2,200 meters. Because mountains in Tajikistan don't have trees, it's basically just stones and some soil. It's very hot even in the mountains because the stones get very hot during the day and then they just bake you. But at night they get cold very fast and then it becomes fresher at night. For example, if we compare Russia or Armenia, where the mountains have a lot of trees, it's always very fresh in the mountains, but not here. It's very hot. I think it's close to 40 right now on the sun. When you're hiking, be careful because there could be snakes, and the most important thing is not to step on them. Piece of marble. So now Jesse is cracking this marble because it's pretty heavy and we want to take some for memory. So these are Fan waterfalls. It's 45 meters high and it's Fan Niagara. Fan is the name of these mountains, Fan Mountains, and this is the Fan Niagara. And there is a rainbow. So beautiful and powerful here. When I travel into nature, I always pick up trash, not mine, somebody else's. When you go somewhere try to make the place better than it was before you came there, because the nature, it's our only home, and treat it as you treat your room. Don't throw things around. And when you clean up after yourself and after others, not thinking, oh, I didn't throw this bottle, why should I pick it up? Just pick it up, because when it's clean, other people will walk and think it's clean, and then they will feel bad throwing something. But when you walk and the people throw everything around, then you think, one more, one less, who cares? So please, keep our planet clean. This is how much we could pick up within 20 minutes walk back from the mountain. Save Earth. High five, Jesse. Iskander Kul Lake. Iskander is a Muslim name for Alexander. That's how locals named Alexander the Great, Iskander. And Kul means a lake in Tajik and many Turk-based languages. So Iskander Kul, Lake of Alexander the Great. The depth of this lake is from 75 to 100 meters. There is a beautiful legend that I promised to tell you before we started our trip. This lake was created. The legend tells that in the times when Alexander the Great was conquering the world and on his way to India, he arrived to this place and villagers refused to obey, and then he decided to build a dam on the river to flood this village, and that's how this lake was created. It is 100 meters deep, but locals say that it used to be 200 times higher, so around the level of these mountains. But with the time the level became lower, so now we have this lake. And there is a second theory how this lake was created. They say that these mountains behind me, the half of the mountain fell and created a dam, and then the village was flooded and the lake was created. And then it doesn't make sense why the lake was named after Alexander the Great, Iskander Kul. So locals say that this is the horse seat of Alexander the Great, and they bought this exact seat from the museum because this place is in front of the lake Iskander Kul, and so that's why this seat is right here. It's very ancient, and archaeologists proved that this is his exact horse seat. Please take a closer look to these carpets on the wall. They represent a table with a fire in the middle, which was a culture here before Islam came in this area, and it still remains their culture. Anyways, this place is definitely worth visiting. Even the road to this place is breathtaking. It's amazing, and I recommend you to come to visit Tajikistan and the beauty of its nature. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like and ring the bell to not miss my next adventures. And if you want to support my channel, you can always buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. See you next Saturday!